Hey there guys, it's Kage DQT coming at you for a pretty big video here. As some of you may know, we currently have a situation where passports are getting canceled, and I believe it's only on Google Play. I wanted to verify if it was a payment thing perhaps, but it's across multiple different cards, so that's not the case here. So, what essentially is going on? Well, the game's currently down for maintenance. There may be something to this where maybe potentially it's some sort of bug, and it's only happened on Android where I actually use Google Play for the passport renewal, so that could be it. Or this could be something else entirely, and it could be a number of different things here. The fact that it's only happening on Google Play right now, that's weird. There hasn't been any announcement of end of service or anything. I mean, they're just getting ready to drop rank 9. It is alarming though, because even let's say end of service isn't a thing here. Let's take that off the table completely, and maybe they're doing a new passport system or something. They're revamping it. Maybe they're upping the price, and they're going to do that for Apple as well. Even so, the fact that they are canceling all these, how many people are going to not renew because of it? Across an entire platform of mobile, how many people are going to see this as a bad sign and maybe pull out of the game, not spend on the passport anymore? That's going to be a big revenue hit. You know, they could lose thousands of subscribers, thousands of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars per month in revenue for this game that's keeping it afloat. That is not good. The level of incompetence here for this to happen? What the fuck? Okay. What the fuck? Because, there's been a lot of silly bullshit that's happened, certain things that we should have gotten, certain rewards, other things. Okay, yeah, I know JP gets preferential treatment. It is what it is. They even got their own exclusive unit that we get to see in the Almanac that we can't touch, the Lost and Killing Machine. But for this to occur, and there's no statement about it, there's nothing at the moment. Malcolm's going to see this tomorrow, and he's going to be like, what the hell's going on? How are they going to rectify this? Because, again, this is super detrimental. This is the sort of thing that can kill the game. I know there's people out there who's going to be like, well, no, the game will be fine, great. This has financial ramifications across the board. I mean, let's say they lose 3,000 subscribers to the passport that don't renew it. That's a lot of money. At like $5 a pop per month, that's a lot of money. And people lose trust in games when shit like this happens. People lose faith. Now end of service is in people's mind. Even if it can't happen, even if it isn't happening, that's in the back of people's heads right now. So even that in itself will diminish the capacity for people to want to spend, because now that fear is there. All because of something which we may not even get a logical explanation for it. We may get some corporate PR speak or some other stuff like, oh, it was just a back-end thing. This is bad, though. And for anybody who's wondering what the message is, this is essentially what it is. I'll show you mine here. You got this email here. It's a pretty official email. Many people in the Discord have been getting it. Mine, will be canceled on January 24th of 2024. And you can see here that I set this to Google Play all the way back in April 24th of 2021. So, I mean, the service started in January. I had it on Apple. I switched it over. But, and it's just, what the hell? What the hell is going on here? Why is this being canceled now? It doesn't have any other information to it. There's nothing here. Everybody's just getting canceled out on Google. And again, it's right as of right now, as of recording this, I only know that it's happening for Google. I don't know if Apple's going to have a similar situation, if people's are going to be canceled, if there's going to be a price adjustment. I don't know, but the fact that this is being dropped on us on Christmas somebody in the higher up and aiming square, somebody could have easily said, hey, something's going on here, be ready for this. Instead, this is an extra Christmas present people are getting this year with their 3K gems. Here's your passport being, canceled out, and you'll just have to figure out how to get it renewed and whatnot. It's like, what do we do? Do we wait until this period, then go back in and re-up? Will we be able to re-up? Will the game still be here 3 months from now? Like, I don't get it. I mean, I don't think it's end of service, but this could lead to it. And the main reasons I don't think end of service is because this is currently the only Dragon Quest mobile IP we have. Every other IP has basically been killed off by Tact. That's been around. Stars got killed by Tact. Die got killed by Tact, and then they, conveniently ninja'd in Die 2 like 2 months after or a month after the Die mobile game closed to get those people to come over. It was, it was well thought out. The only other game they have is Champions, and I haven't seen any inkling of them bringing that to the NA market, which, if they did, that would be cause for concern. We'd be going to battle with them to see who stays open. Because make no mistake about it, everybody's playing Ever Crisis, that Final Fantasy gacha game. Well, Ever Crisis killed off the city of Final Fantasy, the mobile game there. They axed that older one, and now they've got a new horse that they're backing in terms of everything. And that's how the system works. That's essentially, unless a game is performing really poorly, they usually keep it around until something else comes around. And if that other IP, that other game in that IP atmosphere starts doing well, then they chop the other one and they move on. So, like, there's nothing here else to kind of make me think end of service. But again, the amount of lost revenue, the amount of, just the mental situation that this is going to put on people here, and especially during Christmas, it's like, what's going on? We don't have any information. Obviously, we won't find out anything until maybe tomorrow from Malcolm. He'll let us know in the Discord. People will be pinging him and trying to get answers. But, again, this is completely out of left field. I mean, I haven't heard of any inklings of end of service. I haven't looked at the numbers lately, but I thought they were up the last time I checked in terms of revenue with, Hero V. People spent a decent amount on him, and I can't imagine that, one or two bad months would make them want to terminate this game. But I've never been able to ascertain what the minimum operation costs are for any of these games. It's a very closely guarded secret how they deal with that. So the only thing I could tell you is that a lot of the buffer games were taken out of play. I mean, one of the few ones left, I think, is the Romancing Saga game, which I'm surprised is still open by how poorly they do. But that's the only one of its IP, so if they were to put out another Romancing Saga-like mobile game, chances are that one would go to the wayside. But I don't know. I'm not a big fan of this. I don't like this at all. I'm not sure how they're going to rectify this, if they even can rectify this or fix this mistake. But this is going to cost them money. This is going to cost them a lot of money. And I can't really say one way or another what's going to happen here, but I'd hate to say it, but I mean, if I was any sound person right now, I wouldn't be spending money on this game with the uncertainty of things at the moment. I can't advocate for it. I can't advocate for you to go out and get ready to pull on the new unit. I can't advocate for any of that in good conscience because, God forbid, this game does get an end of service, and then you fall outside that refund period and you lose a bunch of money. I mean, but at the same time, that mentality could kill this game, and it's scary. But I've been playing this game for almost 3 years now. I think it'll be 3 years in January. And realistically, if this game did die tomorrow, I don't think I'd care anymore. after playing, Persona 5 Tactica, Dragon Quest Monsters, and other experiences that were full games, with, granted the extra DLC things you got to pay for, but they were full experiences, and it's dawned on me that, sure, this game is a live service, I got more out of it, but in the long run, I spent a lot more money, put a lot more time into this, and I could have just gotten base experiences elsewhere and been happy. Would they have been Dragon Quest experiences? No, because sadly, this is the only real, Dragon Quest thing we got aside from, I think, Treasures. And Treasures is like a bargain bin game now at this point. It didn't do well. I don't think it was well received. People didn't like it, but I'm kind of tired of the live service thing, to be honest. Unless it's done well. There are a few games out there that have done the live service thing well. Here, this is just a gambling box, essentially. You throw $80 in, and you hope you get what you want. If you don't, you get screwed. It is what it is, I guess. But I don't know. I really wish that 12 would come out soon. I mean, I'd rather play another baseline game, have fun with that, and yeah. But I don't know. I don't know, guys. I mean, again, if this ends tomorrow, at least we still got the community. We're still here. We'll still have other games to play. And, we'll just have to kind of take from this and go. But, I mean, I would advocate people, if this does happen, to please not go and play another gacha. Please don't do an installation where you quit one addictive game where you don't have a handling on spending, and then you go to another one. I know I throw him under the bus a lot because of this, but the dude literally spent like 30 grand and then left his account to dust, didn't want to part with it for anything under like several $1,000s, which is crazy in itself, and then moved on to another game where he may be doing that all over again. So if this game does go down, I would advocate you to stay away from these type of games. If you could play them free to play and you could avoid all the tricks and traps, cool, have at it. But I mean, essentially at the end of the day, these games aren't for us gamers. They're there to make a good buck off of us. And I would rather everybody who watches this go out, buy a $60 game, have a solid experience, have a solid, either single player or multiplayer game experience, and have some fun with it. And then, get another one down the road, or even buy a Game Pass here or there. Do something of that nature. Because, I've had people argue the whole digital physical thing and Game Passes don't matter because you don't own the games. But one of those same people who did that, or person who did that, literally spent thousands of dollars to get rank 1 in Hero CP, and he didn't own any of those characters or anything, but he didn't like, digital. Didn't like the pass system. And, not to throw him under the bus on that, I'm not going to name his name, you guys can figure it out, but it's just like that mentality right there. That mentality. Here's the thing about physical. Back when I was a kid, 5, 6 years old, I had an NES. I never thought in a million years that all those NES games and then some would end up in a mall for $50 on a small box emulator. All these games eventually are going to be in some other medium, some other format, where you can play them either for free or for a small fraction of the amount. Sure, you may not have the actual games, you may not, be able to resell them because you don't have them physically, but they'll be out there in some way because people want to preserve these games for the most part. So, I have no qualms with physical. I just think digital's a way better way to go, and so do Game Pass. Do the the Xbox Game Pass or the PlayStation Premium. Get a bunch of games on there to play. Have some solid experiences that way, or look for some games that you like. Some solid experiences. Find a genre you're into and pay for a full box price or support like an indie studio and buy one of their games off Steam to help them out instead of spending, $80 on a Gem Pack F that isn't going to do anything. Because all that $80 Gem Pack does is tell Square, well, guess we'll just make another mobile game and go there. Which, I mean, at the end of the day, if they're able to put this much fear into people with a notice of, cancellation of a passport, it's not really a good prison to be in. I mean, I don't know. I'm kind of bummed out by this, but I think if anything does happen, we'll find something else to play. We'll there'll always be more games to play, but it's just what games I'll play in terms of everything and what I'll focus on with this channel will vastly be different. And you know, anyway, if I find out any other updates, if I see anything else that maybe I'll post a follow up video. But just be on guard, guys, because this is not good. I mean, again, even if end of service isn't happening because of this, this can be an indirect end of service down the road, 6 months, because this sort of thing is going to be impacting the financials heavily. I don't know how many people have Passport on Google Play. I'd imagine it's quite a large amount. I mean, heck, I use Apple, but I still use this to get little points on it, if that makes any sense. So, yeah, I don't know. But, well, with that being said, if you guys have any other information, if Apple starts pulling their subscriptions, let me know in the comments down below. And if you really think end of service is coming, what games would you recommend to people? What other games should they be playing? Like, if you're a Dragon Quest person, Dragon Quest Monsters, the new one that came out, is awesome. I put a bunch of hours into it. I played around with it. I didn't, 100% or anything. I'm not like that, but I enjoyed the experience. If they do more DLC for it, I'll come back and play it some more, or I'll play it, if I'm ever traveling because it's on the Switch. But let me know. Like, I just got done playing Lies of P. I really enjoyed that game. That was fun. But anyway, with that being said, I'm going to stop rambling here. I'm going to call it. You guys have a good night, and hopefully this game will still be around, and if not, well, we'll still be around. Take care, guys.